Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you guys the easiest way that you can use ChatGPT to help you with your fantasy football draft and ultimately draft a better team by analyzing data and getting real-time statistics, analytics, and diving deeper into things without having to do all this yourself. So the prompt is super simple, it's beginner friendly, and you can steal it from the description of the video or the pinned comment. Once you have it, you simply hit paste and hit enter into ChatGPT. What it is basically we basically instruct ChatGPT to analyze a bunch of different things. For instance, we're telling it to act as our independent analytics-driven fantasy football draft strategist, and the objective is to not blindly follow ADP, draft the safest roster, or copy expert rankings. We want to win more than just on paper, and it goes into a bunch of depth, and it involves all kinds of different things. So we basically use sources for ADP, projections, depth charts, and it's going to go into all different things. I asked it to go into all kinds of different stuff, the age curve, injury history, different statistics, suspension risks, off-field stuff, all kinds of different things, all kinds of different rules, and it's super beginner friendly. Like I said, you just basically have to paste it and you're good to go. And then once that's done, it tells you this. It goes, understand, I'll use the framework for your fantasy draft decisions in this conversion. Your objective function is probability weighted championship first place equity, not ADP, adherence, safety. We're basically just saying we want to win first. So we see here, verify current ADPs. So what you can do once you have it like this, what I recommend to do is always turn it into the highest level of thinking. And now we can tell it our situation. So for instance, you can tell it what you're doing, where you're at, and what's on the board. And this works typically best for mock drafts in my experience, so that you can have an idea of which players to hone in on ahead of time. But it's also useful if you have the time during a draft. Maybe you're doing a 5-minute pick draft sometimes, or if you're in a 30-second one, it might be a little harder. But regardless, you can prepare with this. So for instance, I'm going to tell it I pick second overall in a 10-team PPR league on Sleeper with a roster structure of 1 QB, 2 RB, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 2 flex, DST, and kicker. And we're going to see what it tells us to do here. So the whole point is now it's going to actually analyze the different analytics, all of the stuff that we said, and give us a projection of who it thinks we should pick with the second overall pick. Obviously, there will be different, situations where maybe one of the picks will be on the board, maybe one won't, but you can prepare with contingency plans ahead of time by using ChatGPT to run through all these different things. So as you can see here, it's searching all kinds of different websites. And I've been using this quite a bit already in my drafts, and it's been pretty fantastic because it takes the time to analyze all kinds of different things and gives me insight. For instance, I was analyzing the difference between Quentin Johnston and, who was it? It was Quentin Johnston and, Chris Godwin. And I'm trying to see which one I would pick. I liked Johnston initially because of the situation with the new OC over there. So I was initially going to select him. But then they're saying that for heavy packages, which is something they typically tend to run with that type of OC, it wouldn't be as great of an opportunity as it seemed to be. So I kind of leaned more toward Godwin, albeit maybe that wasn't the best choice. I'm always skeptical on age and injury, but according to the statistics, he's supposed to get volume this year. Whether he stays healthy, it's a different question. But according to the ChatGPT and everything that I ran, it actually made sense and gave a fair argument that maybe Quentin Johnston can blow up, but there's also a chance he won't see as many routes, which I didn't even consider. So as we see here, after it ran all of this, we see here, got it for this exact league. I'm treating your draft slot as 10 teams, and it goes over everything. So my preliminary 102 board, and it gives us, the standard ADP, but obviously in the first round, this makes sense. This is what everyone would agree on. Obviously, some might put wide receiver ahead, but it's pretty much this year specifically. It's really running back heavy, and it tells us everything that we should do. So let's say, for instance, let's say you're drafting. You go, okay, I took Bijan. Who should I target next? Assuming this is our case. And like I said, if you're in a longer, you have a longer amount of time to do this, it would be able to, you could basically send screenshots of what's coming off the board and it can analyze in real time for you. I've literally done this. Mind you, once again, it's when I've been in drafts where I had a longer period of time between picks. but you can still do it if you're really quick. It just takes time to process all the data because it's analyzing so many different things. It considers age curve, and then it gives us a rated statistic as to whether or not the player is even worth it for our goals. And what's great with this too is you can take all of this. This is just for standard drafts. You can even do this for best ball, DFS, anything. It's completely up to you. You would just have to prompt it and tell it, I'm working in this best ball tournament, for instance, or I'm working in this underdog best ball tournament that has half PPR, and just give it the details, and it'll still run all of these statistics by basically stealing this prompt, inputting it, and then just telling it what you want. So as you see here, it's saying one thing I changed earlier from the board, AJ Brown is now a Patriot, so it's analyzing everything in real time to make sure that it's going to give us the most accurate stuff. So with Bijan at 102, my preferred plan is to attack wide receiver at the 1922 turn. So it's saying that tier 1 smash if they fall, so Hampton, which is something I would pick. For some reason, they really like Nico Collins. I've always been skeptical on him. I mean, just because of the QB play, but that's just me. And they really seem to push this, but AJ Brown I really like, and it gives us ideas of what we should aim for, other types of tiers that we can go, and once again, it'll tell us initially where we should aim, obviously with our preference, and you can ask it questions, like for instance, why AJB over Pickens and neighbors, and it'll break down exactly why. So I'm not going to go into this any further. Like I said, you can just ask it questions and it'll dive into all of this for you. If you have, skepticism, if you have a preference, tell it, ask it what it thinks, and it'll break down given all the stuff that's inputted into the prompt. So once again, if you guys want the prompt, you can get it from the description of the video or the pinned comment. Just copy it, hit paste, hit enter, tell it the details of what you're trying to do. Its whole priority is to win you first place. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.